One of my favorite quotes is the difference between an ordeal and adventurous attitude. So in other words, if you want to have a fun, adventurous life, it starts first with having a fun, growth-minded, positive attitude. For me, that's always easier said than done. I tend to be someone who will focus on the negative and overlook the positive. So even if there's one thing going wrong in my life, and there usually always is, I tend to dwell on that, and it tends to spill over into the other aspects of my life. So if you can relate and you're looking for a creative and fun solution to that, I actually have one for you. So I came up with this solution about 5 years ago when I was going through a really difficult time at work. Nothing was going well, and I was really focusing on that, and the negative things that were happening at work were really spilling over into all the other aspects of my life. So one day I was standing in line at Starbucks and of course stewing about work, and I happened to look over and there was a woman there reading a book while sipping her coffee, and she looked so relaxed. And my first thought was, who does that? I have never sat in a coffee shop and read a book. I feel like, working full time, raising 3 kids, just a luxury, not available to me. But she looked so calm and serene, I also thought, I'm gonna do that. So the very next day, I went to a coffee shop with my book, and I sat there and I read for about 30 minutes while sipping my tea. And I have to tell you, that small little act was incredibly cathartic for a couple of reasons. First of all, I went to a new coffee shop I had never been to before. So it was just kind of fun to get out of my normal routine, a little bit out of my comfort zone. The fact that I actually focused on something other than work for 30 minutes reminded me, you know what? It's a big world out there, and there's more to my life than just what's happening at work. And then also, I did it. I said I wanted to do it, and I did it. So I felt like I took control over something when at work there was a lot of stuff that was going on that was out of my control. So with that little move, going to the coffee shop, I felt more empowered. So I enjoyed the experience so much for those reasons. I actually decided that I was going to commit to doing one new thing a week. And I did that for a full year. Now, not everything I did was super monumental. Some of them were just small things like, doing my grocery shopping at a new store, or even trying a new brand of yogurt. Some of them were more involved and longer lasting. So I took a speed skating class and then ended up liking it, so I joined a speed skating league. I dusted off my keyboard and joined a band. But basically at the end of the year, I had actually been transformed. Interestingly enough, all of the bad stuff at work was still happening. It's just that I didn't care as much. I had actually trained myself to be able to have more balance and to not let one bad thing in my life start to spill over. I pushed myself to get out of my comfort zone. I challenged myself, so I felt like I was growing and learning new things. I was meeting new people and having fun. And again, just a reminder that the world is a big place, and I have many dimensions other than just maybe the one thing that's not going right. So, if you are in need of a mind redesign and you need help keeping that perspective when maybe one aspect of your life isn't going so well, I actually invite you to go on your own challenge of doing one new thing a week. Do it, try it for a month, try it for 6 months, try it for a year. You'll be really, really happy that you did. So here are a couple tips if you choose to do that. Tip number 1 is just make a list. Put everything that you would like to do but you don't have time to do on your list. Put some of your bucket list items on the list. That way you'll have something to refer back to every week in case you're at a loss. Tip number 2 is save room for spontaneity. Also, I found that it really wasn't a struggle to come up with one new thing to do a week. It was more just being open to opportunities that would happen to come my way and be willing to say yes, instead of, oh no, I'm too tired, I don't feel like it, which might have been my normal response. Tip number 3 is go with the flow, right? So this exercise is really meant to be fun, not stressful. So if there's something that you don't want to do one week, don't do it. Choose something else, but stay committed to doing one new thing. Just do something that you want to do. Tip number 4 is share what you're doing with others. Your family and friends will be excited for you. They may want to join you in this challenge. And also it'll be good to cultivate a support network, so maybe someone else could pick up the kids after school one day so that you have the time to do your one new thing. And then finally, the last tip is journal about it. So it'll be really fun to look back on all the interesting things that you did, all the new things that you learned and the people that you met, and you will transform over the experience, I guarantee you. But the transformation is subtle, so it'll be nice to journal about it so you can reflect on how you have changed over time. So again, I invite you to take the challenge of doing one new thing a week. Join me. My challenge starts today. The one new thing I'm doing this week is creating a vlog. I've never done it before. This is my first one. Feeling rather silly talking to a camera by myself in my living room, but I'm doing it and I'm learning something new and having fun.